everyone, welcome.
We're going to be doing tie-dye.
Let's get started. We are going to be showing you two methods in this video. One is the food coloring method and the other is using alcohol and alcohol markers.
For today, the items we'll need is a bowl. I'm using vinegar, white vinegar, and your colors. All you need for your colors are water and food coloring. Just put a lot in there so you get nice colors. I have red, orange, and blue. And then you need a shirt or like whatever material, whatever like clothing item or whatever you're using, and gloves, and just like rubber bands. So I use a Ziploc to put it in for overnight. So first you want to put on your gloves. If you have your gloves on, you can get started with making your shape. So I think I'm going to do a spiral design. So what you need to do is I'm going to just cut it flat, and I'm going to take the middle of it, the center of the shirt, and I'm just going to twist it, just like this, basically. But I'm going to twist it down, straight. This white oversized t-shirt, and I'm just going to take the middle of it, which is like right here, and I'm just, for the spiral design, I'm just going to twist it until it all comes together, and then fold them around and put rubber bands. Once you get your rubber bands on, I ran out of big ones, so I just used a bunch of little ones, but it's fine. So I have the design, and what I'm going to do now is get a bowl, use the bowl, and I'm going to pour like about maybe a cup or maybe a cup and a half into this bowl. I'm like eyeballing that. And so I'm using the white vinegar, and now I'm just going to take the shirt and just like dunk it in it, like let all the vinegar and stuff absorb into this shirt. And once it is, okay, so that wasn't enough. I would say like 2 cups of vinegar. Mine absorbed right away. So about 2 cups of white vinegar will go in the shirt, and then just like squeeze it so it's not like sobbing wet. And then what you're going to want to do is take your colors. I'm going to do it over a bowl, or you can get newspaper, and you're just going to go ahead and put them all over. So I separated it in like these sections. So I'm going to just do it. Try not to get it on your surface. You have to be very careful with that, because it can stain, because it is food coloring. But like this, I'm just going to dump a bunch of this. Just get it all over the area. And you really want to cover the whole area so that it's very, very, very stained. So when you wash it, it won't come out. And this is just an example. I'm going to do it a lot more, but I'm going to put a bunch of blue in this section. And a bunch of, this is like orangish yellow. And I'm just going to put a bunch of it in this section. So that's what it's going to look like. It's eventually, all 3 of these are going to be covered. I'm going to cover them, and then I'll show you guys me doing the back. Also, while you're tie-dyeing, you have to always make sure you tie-dye the back. This is what mine looks like. I did the front. And now I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do the back. Okay, so I just put it in the bag, and this is the final product so far. I'm just hoping that since the yellow's on the bottom, it's starting to turn green because all the like juicy stuff is coming to the bottom. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But I'm going to let this sit overnight. I'm going to show you guys. I did one earlier today, and it's a spiral, kind of the same, but it looks a little bit different. So I'll show you guys. This is the other one I made. This one. It's the same design, just like colors are different in different spots. But now I'm going to let them sit overnight, and I'll show you the results in the morning. It's actually 24 hours later than I did this 24 hours ago. So now what I'm going to do is take it out of the Ziploc bag, and I'm going to take off the bag. By the way, it's like 85 degrees. It was 85 yesterday and today. So just make sure, I just left mine in the shade. You can leave it inside your house, wherever. On the shirt I showed you guys that I did yesterday, I did it earlier. All the colors kind of faded. It still has that design to it, but the colors really did fade. It's hard to see in this lighting, but you see there are colors there, but they faded. So this one I'm hoping that won't happen with. You just have to make sure you don't drain the color out of it when you wash it. So now I'm going to take it out. And I'm just going to take off these like bands, all these rubber bands. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and rinse it with cold water. I'm going to go do that, and then I'll show you guys the final. Well, let's see. This is the final result. Oh, wow. This came out really good. Wow, that's cool. So I'm going to go rinse it with cold water. So here are the final products. It's really faded, but it did come out really good. So now I'm just going to let it dry outside, and then I'm going to put it in the wash, like on like a light cycle.
So I'm just going to be tie-dyeing a tank top and doing the spiral design, and then I'm going to use some rubber bands to secure it. Now I'm going to soak it in vinegar. For this tank top, I'm going to be doing the blue, green, and red. Here's the product of both sides with the tie-dyes. As you can see, all the colors are vertical from each other. Now I'm going to be tie-dyeing this scrunchie. So I just put it into the same spiral shape. Now I'm soaking it in vinegar. I'm going to be using the yellow and the blue this time for this one. This is what the scrunchie looks like with the tie-dye. As you can see, the colors blend into each other, but it's okay. Now I'm going to leave them in Ziplocs for 24 hours. Here's the finished product of my tie-dye shirt. The spiral design is like that. I think it looks really cool. Here's the finished product from the scrunchy hair tie that I made. It's just like a green and teal color. I think it looks cool too. I'm going to be using alcohol markers and alcohol to be tie-dyeing my socks, so if you're going to be using this method, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. First, I'm going to draw on the socks with the alcohol markers. I'm just putting random blobs of ink on the socks. Then I'm going to go in with rubbing alcohol and spray it on the places where the ink is. I'm going to continue to do this to the rest of the sock. Here is my final product. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos.